Sadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. It's Wednesday's edition, January 22nd of 2014. My name is Cholapansa Narula. In today's top stories, the Election Commission has approved the government's request to continue with the diesel excise reduction policy for another 3 months. But first, let's have a look at today's top stories. The government has declared a state of emergency in Bangkok and nearby provinces for 60 days in a bid to control the ongoing political protest situation. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Surapong Towichakchaikun revealed that the government has assessed the political situation involving the People's Democratic Reform Committee, or PDRC, led by Mr. Suthep Thaugsuban. He said the PDRC has broken the law by closing government facilities and banks, in addition to continually intimidating and harassing civil servants. He added that the political demonstrations have been subjected to constant instigation of violence. The cabinet has therefore decided to utilize the emergency decree to control the situation, enforce the law against demonstrators, and enable the nation to move forward democratically. The government views that Mr. Suthep's PDRC group has exceeded acceptable boundaries, presented distorted information, and contributed to violence, resulting in casualties and risk to national security. The government affirms that protesters will be handled in a non-violent manner in accordance with international standards. The emergency decree, which will be effective for 60 days, will cover areas where the Internal Security Act was previously imposed, including Bangkok, Nonthaburi, Lat Lum Kaew district of Pathum Thani, and also Bang Pli district of Samut Prakan. Prime Minister and Defence Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has expressed gratitude to cabinet members and civil servants for their roles in maintaining peace during the Bangkok protest, while instructing the Centre for the Administration of Peace and Order, or CAPO, to help oversee the February 2nd election. During the weekly cabinet meeting held at the Royal Thai Air Force headquarters, Prime Minister Yingluck gave an opening speech to show her appreciation for all the assistance given by cabinet ministers and civil servants from the beginning of the mass rallies by the PDRC until present. She particularly commended Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Surapong Towichakchaikun for his contributions as CAPO Director. The Premier said she sympathized with the state officials who had been confronted by protesters at work. She therefore urged all units to be prepared to move to temporary offices in case the protesters closed in again. At the same time, Kun Yingluck assigned CAPO to coordinate with the Election Commission in order to help ensure peace during the general election on February 2nd. She also reiterated that her government was in support of national reformation and tasked Permanent Secretary for the Prime Minister's Office, Kun Thong Thong Chantarangsu, and Secretary General of the National Economic and Social Development Board, Kun Akhom Term Pithiyaphaisit, with collecting opinions and suggestions from all sectors in regards to the reform process. The Election Commission has approved the government's request to continue with the diesel excise reduction policy for another 3 months ending in April. Election Commission's Secretary General Kun Puchong Nutrawong announced that the Commission had resolved to allow the Cabinet and to extend the reduction of diesel excise tax for 3 more months. As a result, the assistance measure, which pegs the retail price of diesel at 29.99 baht per litre, will remain in effect until April 30th. On this occasion, the EC informed the government that from now on it would be allowed to propose an extension of only 1 month at a time due to its caretaker status. The excise reduction measure was introduced by the Democrat-led government in 2011 in a bid to keep the diesel price from exceeding the 30 baht a litre mark. As for the rice mortgage scheme, Mr. Puchong said the EC meeting agreed the Commission could not allow or disallow the government's public debt restructuring plan for the year 2014, which included borrowing for the rice subsidy scheme and projects related to the railway system, adding it is the responsibility of the government to decide on the matter. The EC had invited Finance Minister Kitirat Naranong to meet to clarify the public debt restructuring plan, especially the part on the 130 billion baht loan to fund the cash-strapped rice program. The loan will be used as payments to participating farmers. Police are speeding up an investigation into grenade and gun attacks at Victory Monument, which injured a total of 28 people. A hand grenade was thrown into the rally crowd at the site on Sunday afternoon. The attack is followed by shots being fired at protesters on Tuesday morning. Footage from closed-circuit cameras around the roundabout are being inspected, but so far police have been unable to determine the identity of the attackers involved in both incidents. Members of the public who hold vital information regarding the attacks have been urged to contact the authorities. A woman has been arrested in connection with Tuesday's shooting. She was detained by the People Democratic Reform Committee guard while trying to flee the scene. Her accomplices managed to escape. Now, the woman confessed that she had been hired by an influential figure, that is, in Kanchanaburi province to deliver a car to Bangkok. Two men picked up the car in Sapan Kwai before asking her to drive her to Victory Monument. She confirmed that she was not acquainted with the men beforehand and was not armed at the time of the attack. Security measures at the rally site have been tightened following a string of attacks. 20 more police officers have been dispatched to the site to ensure safety for protesters. And a total of 554 people have been injured since political protests began in late November last year. The Erawan Emergency Medical Service Centre for the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration said that 10 protesters have been wounded by the bomb attack at Victory Monument over the weekend, 5 seriously injured. No deaths have so far been reported. Altogether, 554 people have been sustaining injuries and 9 people killed. 26 people still remain in the hospital seeking treatment. The Erawan Centre and other affiliated agencies are preparing to offer medical treatment to those affected by protests on a 24-hour basis. The Public Health Ministry has prepared 39 rescue and medical teams in case of an emergency following the prolonged anti-government rallies. Permanent Secretary for Public Health Dr. Narong Sahamethapat has ordered all hospitals in 18 provinces where mass rallies are staged to be on a 24-hour alert, as any unexpected incidents could take place any time. 14 of the provinces are in the south and 4 others are in Nonthaburi, Phichit, Ratchaburi and also Buriram. He said the ministry had prepared a total of 39 medical and rescue units to be deployed around demonstration sites to help those in need. Dr. Narong went on to reveal that a number of medical teams would also be tagging along with the protesters if they marched to different locations so that they would be able to respond immediately if anyone needed medical attention. As of now, he said all demonstration sites were at risk of being attacked by an unidentified group, and this is why medical staff and equipment need to be ready at all times. Phedbury Province is showcasing its OTOP products ahead of the advent of the ASEAN Economic Community. It is expecting to reap in at least 100 billion baht from the sales of its local products in 2018 when the AEC is formed. Phedbury Province is organizing an OTOP fair until January 24th, during which visitors can enjoy a wide range of quality OTOP products from local and national communities. The fair, now underway at the Provincial City Hall, is aimed at preparing Thai entrepreneurs for the forthcoming AEC, which will be realized in 2015. The province is targeting 100 billion baht revenue from the OTOP industry by the end of the year 2015. Each product will be further developed in terms of creativity, packaging, and uniqueness in order for the Thai products to be on par with or even ahead of its rivals in the international market. The One Tambon, One Product campaign, or OTOP, is a local entrepreneurship stimulus program which has been designed to support locally made and open up new markets for products of each tambon or sub-district. We'll now take a short break. Up next, the Thai Rice Growers Association is keen on bringing civil and criminal charges against the government after the latter failed to pay rice farmers. Newsline will return shortly.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. new dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department, creative media for the society, mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติและมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าในทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula, and now let's have a look at the business news. Executives of the Bank for Agriculture and Agricultural Cooperatives confirms the bank will not use deposits and liquidity to finance the rice subsidy scheme, saying that the program's finances must come from the government and the bank's liquidity is still abundant. The labor union of the BAAC and the bank's employees held up black banners to protest against the idea to bankroll the rice support program with the BAAC's liquidity. The manager of BAAC, Kulak Watananawat, said that the board's meeting that the EC was considering the government's request for an approval to borrow money for the cash-strapped program. If the EC did not give a nod to the loan, the BAAC would find ways to help the rice farmers who had not yet been paid. The bank manager also confirmed the BAAC's liquidity was as high as 180 billion baht, or 18% of deposits. That's more than 10% higher than the level set by the Bank of Thailand. The Thai Rice Growers Association has consulted with the Lawyers Council of Thailand to bring civil and criminal charges against the government after the government failed to pay farmers in the rice support scheme. President of the Thai Rice Growers Association, Prasit Bunchoi, and representatives of rice farmers nationwide on Tuesday met with the Lawyers Council of Thailand on legal actions against the government and Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra. The group said the government's failure to pay the farmers who participated in the rice subsidy scheme since October 2013 caused them great problems. Mr. Prasit insisted it was the government's responsibility to find the money to pay the farmers. The farmers will also send a letter of complaint to the Ministry of Commerce, who was a member of the National Rice Policy Committee. Agency for Real Estate Affairs Company Limited, or AREA, has projected that the sales figure in the property business this year will contract 30 to 40% if the political impasse drags on. The Thai Real Estate Research and Assessment Centre pointed out that the prolonged political situation could hamper the real estate sector and lead to a 30 to 40% shrinkage in sales compared to last year. The ongoing anti-government protests have reportedly shaken home seekers' confidence and in turn affected their buying decisions. For the time being, the centre suggested housing developers to delay their project openings to avoid impacts from the dwindling confidence. According to statistics, fewer openings have been seen since December last year, with only 30 new housing projects per month, compared to the usual figure of 40 to 50 projects, that is. During the first half of this year, it is expected that the number of openings will decrease even further, possibly to 25 projects a month. A notable contributor to the drop is the government's 2.2 trillion baht infrastructure overhaul plan, which has been put on the back burner after the House dissolution, given many developers have decided to delay their housing projects along the planned transport routes accordingly. And the president of Toyota Motor Thailand Company Limited, Mr. Kiyoshi Tanada, stated that the company remains hesitant about investing in Thailand for its near future, quoting political unrest as the main reason. Toyota has unveiled that its investment plans to build automobile production hubs will depend upon Thailand's political situation. Mr. Kiyoshi stated that the company would like to see new investments at the Bangpo factory, which is located in Chachoengsao province, in the next 3 to 4 years. However, the political tensions in the country have raised some concerns from the company's headquarters in Japan. Although the current demonstrations haven't had a significant negative effect on the conglomerate as yet, Mr. Kiyoshi stated that there are fewer people visiting the showrooms due to the demonstrations, which could result in lower sales in Thailand. He added that last year, Toyota saw a 7.4% drop in its Thailand sales, albeit having a good first half of the year and benefiting from the government's first car buyers program. However, the company plans to once again reign as the #1 car seller in Thailand this year. The anti-government mass protests in Bangkok have driven up the number of airport railing passengers as commuters opted to use public transport. The State Railway of Thailand executives made known that on January 13 alone, the first day of the Bangkok shutdown, over 67,000 people had used the airport rail link services. That is up by 18%. Usually 40,000 to 50,000 passengers are boarding the trains daily. Due to a rapid rise in passenger numbers, the SRT is stepping up security measures, which include inspecting CCTV footage at stations to ensure safety for members of the public. Police are also on guard at stations on a 24-hour basis. At Suvarnabhumi Airport Station, a special tourist information center has been set up to further assist travelers affected by the shutdown. And now to Thai stocks. Thai shares snapped 2 sessions of falls on Tuesday, helped by selective buying in large caps such as the airports of Thailand stocks, while Philippine stocks rose to their highest in almost 7 weeks amid a fall in the peso and on foreign buying. The Thai SET index closed up 0.2% at 1,293.1 points, coming off its day high of 1,304.28 points, amid expectations that the Bank of Thailand would cut its benchmark interest rate today, but caution about the political protests weighed. The Philippine main index, meanwhile, extended gains for a 5th session, up 0.2% at 6,019.24 points. That's the highest since December 5th of last year, led by a 2.5% jump in shares of Philippine long-distance telephone. That's the country's biggest firm by market value. The Philippine board said foreign investors bought shares worth a net of $5.47 million. The Philippine peso fell to a more than 3-year low as investors continued to bet on further reductions in the U.S. Federal Reserve stimulus plan. Stocks in Singapore, Malaysia and Indonesia posted modest gains in line with Asian stock markets. The MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan was up 0.2%. And before we take a break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and the commodity prices.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society. Mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติแล้วมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าในทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. To more news now. Recent reports have shown that Bangkok traffic is starting to return to normal, with schools, shops and companies opening again for work. Deputy spokesperson for the National Police Office, Police Major General Rungsak Charit Ek, stated that traffic in Bangkok has started to see an increasing amount of traffic as people continue to go about their everyday life. Roads have been seeing an increased amount of cars and, of course, traffic congestion building up, including traffic seen on 6 main routes, which are Vipawadi Rangsit, Barom Ratchachonani Road, Ratchada Pisek, North Sathorn Road, Rama 2, and also Bang Natrat Road. The National Police Office has responded by dispatching 4,000 traffic police officers to help alleviate the congestion and also urge the public to use public transportation if possible. For more information, please visit the website, that is trafficpolice.go.th. And the intense high-pressure area maintaining its grasp over Thailand has caused the mercury to drop and fog to occur in many provinces in the north and northeastern parts of Thailand. At Doi Intanon in Chiang Mai, heavy fog has reduced road visibility at some spots to between 5 and 10 meters, forcing tourists visiting the mountain to slow down their vehicles to a crawl. The temperature read 2 degrees Celsius on Tuesday morning at one of the scenic points on the mountain, and today should be equally cold as well. Frost did not form on the ground, unlike in the previous cold period in December, because there was too much moisture from the fog. In Chiang Rai, locals in many communities have kept a fire going through the coldest hours of each day to keep themselves warm. At the same time, the Public Health Office in the province has warned locals against drinking alcohol to ward off the cold, as this could bring about fatalities instead. In Tak, meanwhile, 2 men have been found to have died from the cold spell in separate locations. A Myanmar man suspected to have been drinking was found dead in front of the United Nations Refugee Agency office, that is in Masot district. Another man, also from Myanmar, was found dead at a cattle exchange market in Mapa sub-district, also in Masot. Now to Lampang. Lampang province is keen on boosting its local economy by organizing horseback weddings for couples from across the country. According to Lampang Provincial Governor Thanin Supasen, the province's Tourism Association is joining hands with the Carriage Association of Lampang in organizing activities to celebrate Valentine's Day, which falls on February 14th of every year. And this year, the province will see 40 couples tying the knot on horse-drawn carriages. The mass wedding will be held at Central Plaza in Mueang District. The province will also host a tourism exhibition on February 13th to the 16th, during which visitors can find information related to various tourist attractions in Lampang, such as the Jaesawn National Park that has recently received the Thailand Tourism Awards 2013. Visitors will also enjoy a wide variety of traditional and cultural performances from school and college students. On Valentine's Day, 40 couples about to tie the knot will be riding on horse-drawn carriages parading around town, allowing tourists and locals to enjoy the delightful and romantic atmosphere of the lovely Valentine's Day celebration. For those couples who want to have a horseback wedding, well, you should call the following number, 054318809 or 054319099. It is an office in Lampang province. And that concludes today's edition of Newsline. If you wish to send in your comments or suggestions, please write to us. The email address is now appearing on your screen, newsline.nbt@gmail.com. We're going to say goodbye with the icy cold weather on Doi Intanon, where the freezing temperature does not seem to affect the guy who's coming up on the screen. So have a look at the guy and the cold weather. I'm Cholapansana Rula. See you next time. Sawadee ka.